Hi, everybody. Welcome to Saggedy Ann and Friends. Woo! The only time of the week where I get to wear lipstick. Oh, I dropped this shade and I spent literally 2 hours looking for it and I didn't prep. So I had to rush at the end. Anyway, guys, what am I here to talk about today? We have people from all over on the show. I am thinking about where I'm from. I'm from Alaska. You know what they say, Alaska, if you can make it there, why? Why would you do that? It's a bad place. It doesn't, I don't think it gets the rap that it deserves. It's shitty. You know, every year outside kills more people than disease. Like outside is a huge killer in Alaska. That's it. Like, that's why you don't have Law and Order Alaska edition, right? They're like, oh, we found a dead body. What happened? Did you find him outside? Yes. Dun dun, the end. Roll credits, created by A. Wolf. That's for my Law and Order heads out there. I don't consider myself very Alaskan. I don't really identify, even though I am a third generation. That means nothing. My grandpa, for instance, is extremely Alaskan, born and raised, just recently moved to the lower 48. That's what we call you mainland pussies. And I tried to connect with him because, you know, I only lived in Alaska when I was a kid. I haven't been there in a long time. And, you know, I was like, Grandpa, can you eat a bear? And he just looks at me and he's like, well, you can. But trust me, when you skin a bear, it looks just like a skinned human. And I was like, what? Do I ask my grandpa why he's seen a skinned human? I'm like holding my cards. We're playing cribbage, of course. And then I was like, okay. We went shopping one time and he just didn't believe me when I showed him a pair of shorts. He looks at them and he's like, no. I'm like, no, Gramps, they're just pants that end sooner. And he's like, I don't trust technology. And he went and buried some gold. It was very Alaskan. Oh gosh. I actually moved to the lower 48 to Idaho. And you know what they say? Idaho, if you can make it there, you're white. It's also a bad place full of white people. And it's funny. It's like one of the only places that you can move to from Alaska and be like, where's the diversity? Truly. I like living on the East Coast though. You guys, there's like a lot of fun kinds of people. Like my best friend, she's from New England, so she's like a cunt. And she was making fun of me from being from like Idaho and Alaska. And she's like, what do you even do in Idaho? What do you do in the summer? And I'm like, just a bunch of stuff. You know, you can go camping, you can like float the river. And she was like, you can what? I'm like, floating the river. Do you guys know what that is? Or is like anyone poor? Okay, so it's basically where you just sit on an inner tube and you have beer all around you, and then you float down a river. That's it. And I just explained that to my friend, and she literally goes, oh, like trash. And yes, she is correct. All right. I got something special for you. Okay, so I basically don't have like all my original songs like ready right now. But I'm going to do what we do in Piano Bar and sing other people's songs and just hope that you are like okay with me filling time that way. All right, so I've got something special planned. This song, oh, do you see the wine in the background? This song, oh boy, this song. I don't know if we have anyone old enough to appreciate Jewel here in this audience. But Jewel is one of my favorite singer-songwriters, and she's also Alaskan. She's from Homer, Alaska, which is where my mom's from. And she lived in a van, and those are the only 2 facts that there are about her. Okay. If I could tell the world just one thing, it would be that we're all okay. And not to worry, 'cause worry is wasteful and useless in times like these. I won't be made useless or be idle with despair. I lock myself around my faith and light the darkest most fear. Here we go. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours, they are my own. And they're not yours, they are my own. And I am never broken. Thank you. All right, let's try this. Switch. Poverty stole your golden shoes, but he didn't steal your laughter. Poverty's a man, and heartache came to visit me. Also a man, you knew it wasn't ever after. We'll fight, not us fight, but someone must stand up for what's right. But where there's a man who has no voice, there are shadows singing. Everybody! My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours, they are my own. And they're not yours, they are my own. And I am never broken. In the end, only kindness matters. In the end, only kindness matters. People who are bad at sex say that. I will get down on my knees. I will pray. Small hands, you see. I will get down on my knees. Just kidding. I will get down on my knees. I will pray. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours, they are my own. And they're not yours, they are my own. I am never. One more time. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours, they are my own. And they're not yours, they are my own. I am never broken. All right, guys, that was my big performance. Thank you so much. You can send all tips to @SallyAnnHall. That's me. Wow. What a song. Who knows what it's about? All right. Are we ready to bring up our first comedian? Oh my gosh, what a treat. She was a writer on the Jim Jeffries Show, and right now she's working on a bunch of TV shows. She's super famous, and she's here from LA. Give it up for Suba Agarwal.
What's up?
Hi, hun. How are you?
Good, man. Happy to be here with you, be in my bedroom with you. That sounded worse.
No, I just played that song just for you. And just pretend like that eye contact was just for you, and I'm a dude that you don't want to be on a date with.
Hell yeah.
All right, baby, take it away.
Cool. Hey guys. So obviously the world is pretty fucking insane right now, but at least, thinking positively, there's been some progress. I I think people are just afraid of change in general. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I hate when people complain about pronouns. Like, wait, there's they and them now? It's too confusing. It's too complicated. I'm like, complicated? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm from the Midwest. This simplifies shit because women over 50 in the Midwest start to dress and look exactly like their husbands. You know, like, thank God we can ask gender now. It's like this weird phenomenon. Like, once you get married in the Midwest and you have a couple kids, you start wearing the exact same pair of grocery store jeans as your husband. You start wearing the same New Balance. You cut your hair short and you wear the same t-shirt as of a wolf howling at a moon. Like, they look the exact same. And then this is the same group of people that is against pronouns, right? So I'm not allowed to ask. And now I have to sit there and try and double dutch their gender. I'm like, excuse me, sir. And they always get so offended. Like, I am a ma'am. How dare you? It's like, okay, Hilda, we both know what you look like. All right? Like, calm down. Because right now the gender you're presenting is corn dog. So let's fucking take it down a notch. And it's like, it's so weird to me when like conservative people act like they don't understand that you might not fit in like a male or female gender identity. Because I grew up in a small conservative town and they gave me a different one, even though I didn't want it, right? They called me a tomboy. Like, I didn't want that fucking label. I was just a fat kid who was trying to cover my shame with sports jerseys, but they insisted on me being a tomboy. And I was like, I'm a girl, touch my body. And they're like, get out of here. Keep making jokes about farts. I'm like, I need a tampon. They just handed me a men's dress sock. I'm like, what is happening? So weird. But yeah, change is happening, which is good. I've been to a couple of the protests out here. Let me just say this. It is wild to watch the police deny brutality while brutally beating the fuck out of protesters. Like, that is bold, you know? Like, I've never denied being a whore with a dick in my mouth. Like, I wait a little bit, go home, take a shower, brush the penis out of my teeth. Like, there's a beat, you know? It's so wild. And then like when you like participate in the protest, every now and then you'll get people being like, oh, you're participating in that? Do you condemn the looting? Do you condemn the damage? And I'm like, first of all, that is actually very rare. And I also can't judge someone from destroying property to make a point when I have been in many relationships and thrown plates at the wall over who's that bitch Brenda. You know, like, I can't judge you for damaging a building when I have slashed some Goodyear tires. Like, I can't do that. But people get so offended. Like, they burned down a Target. It's like, oh, like you care. Like, I have thought about burning down a Target while inside of a fucking Target. Just walking around the goddamn vacuum aisle for 30 minutes. Like, if I don't find somebody who works here, I will burn this bitch down. Let's not act like we love Target that much. But things are pretty wild in general. I'm quarantined with 2 cats and my boyfriend. I love my cats very much. I hate when people shit on that animal. Like, I had a friend be like, you know, that thing only loves you because you feed it. I was like, bruh, I could say the exact same thing about your girlfriend. So let's take it down a notch. You know, I get it though. Cats can be difficult. Like, one of my cats gave herself an eye infection because she wouldn't stop rubbing her face in my other cat's butthole. Yep, that's a real thing that can happen. And I took her to the vet and I got these eye drops that I had to put in her face twice a day. And this cat is a chonk. So I'm like struggling to wrestle her to the ground. I'm late for work. She's trying to cut my throat. I just get so angry that I yell, this is happening because you're a whore. I was like, whoa. Holy shit, I've become my mother, you know? I felt so guilty. I took her to Forever 21. I'm like, pick out whatever you want. It's on me. No sweat. This is kind of a darkish story, which is always good to do with no audience. Well, I have no idea if you guys are getting uncomfortable, but bear with me. I swear to God, there's a reason I'm telling it. This is pre-pandemic. I went down, my boyfriend had a death in the family, so I flew down to attend a funeral with him, and I was wearing, I know, great setup for a joke, and I was wearing a dark black, like, nice dress, and he was wearing a suit, and every time we walked up to somebody, like we walked up to the hotel concierge and the first thing out of her mouth was like, oh my God, you guys look so nice. Where are you going? And then my boyfriend, who gets really angry when he grieves, went, a funeral. And then the conversation just shut down. And then she tried to pick it back up and she went, so you're from around here. I was like, bitch, no, this conversation is now also deceased. Like, we will be holding services after the other funeral down the street if you want to come attend. Like, what are you doing? And then this happened 2 more times as we're trying to walk to our room. And we finally get in the elevator and we're alone. And this dude runs in, who I can only describe as fuckboy du jour, right? And he runs into the elevator and I just hear him go, you look nice. And then it was like everything was happening in slow motion. He's like, where are you going? And I was like, oh my God, don't snap at him. We have 10 floors. And my boyfriend went, to a funeral. And then it was just 10 floors of quiet. And this dude walked out of the elevator when it came to a stop. And right as the doors were closing, he just went, sorry for your loss. Like he was trying to get in a condolence, like it was a 3-point shot, like love and prayers for your family. I'm like, what? Why are you doing this? And I ended up, after the services, I flew back home. He stayed there to take care of the affairs of this family member. And it's weird because he was, like I said, he gets really angry when he grieves, but you can't complain about someone being in a bad mood while they're grieving. You'll sound fucking insane. Like, wow, someone's grumpy. Who died? He's like, my dad. It's like, oh, right. It's just, I dropped my coffee this morning right after I paid for it. So I'm also grieving. If you could be here for me, like you can't. And I would call him and he would be yelling at me for like everything. I would be like, hey, how are you? He'd be like, I'm great. I'm like, wow, okay. Sorry I asked, buddy, right? And it was like a month straight of this. And finally I snapped. I was like, dude, look, I'm here for you. I love you, but you've been yelling at me for a month and I can't take it, right? Because every month I would call him while he was driving. He would do these long trips and he goes, what do you mean I'm yelling at you? I'm like, that right there. He goes, of course I have to yell. It's car Bluetooth. If I don't yell, you can't hear me. And I was like, what the fuck did you just say? I was like, no, it's not. Like, I can hear you if you speak regular. He's like, oh shit, I've been yelling. I was like, oh my fucking God. Like, this entire time, he just didn't know how to work a goddamn he was like an old grandparent who thinks you have to scream to make long distance calls. Like, I was like, what the fuck is happening, right? And I mean, let me tell you, you might judge me for not realizing this, but anything screamed in a Southern accent does sound abusive. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still broke up with him because I'd rather be with somebody who's smart and verbally abusive than what was happening. But no, I'm kidding. He's very smart. He just had never owned a car Bluetooth before, which was insane. But this has been my time with you. You guys have been a lot of fun. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yes, oh my God, Sue, thank you so very much, everybody. Tip her so much. Whenever you see this, even if you don't watch this live and you watch it later, you can tip her. No one's going to be like, where's that money come from? I won't take it. Okay. Mwah. Thank you so much, darling.
Thank you.
And that tomboys thing, I'm with you. Like, I think that makes me so angry because it's like, oh, it's like a different type of girl. But you know what? I feel like almost every girl was like, I was a tomboy. I hate it when grown women brag about what tomboys they were when they were younger. I'm like, no, Samantha, you were a hot girl who played a sport. You know, I feel like real tomboys don't grow up and brag about it. They're too busy eating pussy. Okay, ready for our next comedian, everyone? Oh my gosh, she's like so famous. She's so cute. I've known her forever. And she's fucking hilarious. Put your hands together right now for Lindsay Tyson.
Can you guys hear me? I couldn't hear Sally Ann. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, you can hear me?
Yes, and I'm sorry you can't hear my beautiful, beautiful voice.
Okay, so you can hear me. That's the yep. Okay, I'm not just like talking into the abyss. Okay, I can't hear any audiences, right? This is just like spoken word poetry. That's fine. What to share with you guys? I mean, I don't know if any of this is funny because I can't hear you guys. I did just get this. No, okay. This is what I'll say. So I learned this about myself. I'm holding my phone. It's really not a good look. The phone, any angle, it's all bad. But this is what I learned. So I have quarantined in the city. And this is what I learned the very first night that I was quarantined. I learned that you don't have to leave your apartment to black out and lose your debit card. You can just do that at home. It's so weird with the silence on the other end. So I'm assuming this is fine. This is the other thing. So I'm single and I've been hanging out with people, obviously. And like, whenever I see a friend I haven't seen in a while, they're like, oh my God, like, are you dating? Are you dating? And I'm just like, I'm barely showering. You know, it's like, come on. I have the energy to either brush my teeth or go get fingered in a park. And you have to do the first one to do the second. Although not really with the whole mask thing. This is really a bad angle. I wish my computer worked, but whatever. What else? I'm not even timing myself. 8:21. Suba was talking about her cats. I have 2 cats. It's been fun. One of them does this thing when she wants my attention. It's adorable. She'll like walk right in front of me and then just like make herself throw up. And like, I would get upset, but I did the same thing for all of college. And that's a dark joke. So it's kind of weird telling, no one can hear me. So, what else to share with you guys? I'm trying to think what else I wrote like during the pandemic, because I don't even know who's watching this. What's my other pandemic material? Drinking a lot. Anyone else just blacking out like crazy? Okay. I didn't date at all. One of my friends, she really liked dating during the lockdown. I didn't do it. It was like, what am I going to video chat some guy? My voice is awful. It's like, you need to see my body before you listen to me talk. Anyway, but my one friend loved it. She was like, I love dating during the quarantine because like men like really have to get to know you. And I was just like, yeah, but then you have to get to know men. I'm turning on my air conditioning because it's hot in here. I'm wearing like a leather Carmen Sandiego dress for some reason. It's just like, I haven't left my apartment today. I think we're all losing it a little. Anyway, like I was saying, my friend was like, I love dating during the quarantine because like men like really have to get to know you. And I was like, yeah, but then you have to get to know men, you know? Like if I wanted to buy myself alcohol and then talk to some guy on the phone for like an hour that like I'm not even gonna fuck, like I would just call my dad. And he doesn't like that joke. I'm just kidding. He's never heard it. My dad's reached the point, this isn't a joke, but we'll get in political arguments and he always loses because he's like sundowning. He has no idea what he's talking about. And he just starts sending me emojis. It's just like the monkey emojis where it's like, hear no evil. I'm just like, what is this? What is this? You're a 72-year-old man. Joe Biden, I'm voting for him. Not a fan. What can you do? But we should all vote for him. We all should. But this is a joke I wrote about him like 4 months ago that I'm actually not going to tell. I feel bad telling jokes about him, you know, because it's just like Trump is so bad. It's like, you know, it's like telling a joke about, I don't know. I feel bad. I hope he wins. My cat's up. She might throw up. Claire, do you feel like puking? No. What else did I write? Oh, this is new. It's obviously a really crazy time. And I was thinking about it the other day and I was like, if you had told me when I was in high school that one day I would be like a stand-up comedian living in New York while Donald Trump, during a pandemic, while Donald Trump is president, my first question would just be like, am I still thin? You know, it's like, that's the priorities. And I hope you're all enjoying this. I kind of just want to show you guys my apartment, but I won't do that. All right. It's still raining apparently. So that's fun. Else, I don't know. Someone the other day was talking about how they had health insurance. And I was like, oh my God, that's so European. It's like, we don't have that here. You know, this country is burning. What else about Trump? This is what I don't understand about him is like, I've never seen someone so unattractive be allowed to be so bad at their job. You know, it's like, why do we treat him like he's a hostess at Applebee's? Oh, Dottie's here. Let's just
Hi. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. I'll show you. Oh, I would love your dog. This is Claire. 1 minute. This is the little puker. You want to hear a fun story about the cat? Story hour. So this cat was my grandmother's cat. And no one will confirm this to me, but my grandmother died. She like broke her hip and she tripped on the cat. And the cat always walks underneath your feet. So she's like a little murderer.
This dog always walks under my feet. Are you going to get me?
She might, honestly.
Also, I'm so sorry for your loss.
And no one will confirm it to me. I'm like, yo, did like Claire murder grandma? And everyone's just like, don't talk about that cat too. She really bumps us out.
And then you decided to take that cat.
Well, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know she was a full-blown murderer. I'm looking for the other one. Like, I had suspicions. They were like, grandma tripped and that's how she broke her hip. And then, like, no one really likes the cat. But she was my grandmother's baby, even though she killed her. You know, it was a real...
Sometimes...
It was an accident. It was like a JonBenet, Burke Ramsey thing. You know, it was just like a little accidental murder.
What a great reference to slip in right there. Oh, my gosh. I think that's you in a nutshell. Lindsay Tyson, everybody live from the studio apartment.
You better watch out or your dog's gonna murder you. You better watch out in your sleep or else that pussy's gonna murder you. And also that Perro's gonna murder you. You better watch out or you're dead. Thank you. Oh my God. I've been preparing that all day, so it's just perfect that it kind of that you brought that out of me.
I came. Bring a bucket and a mop, please.
Perfect, because I'm bi.
Are you?
No, sorry.
Oh my
completely
God.
gay.
Don't dangle that carrot, Dylan.
I'm sorry. But yeah, this has been so fun. I've been laughing really hard. Should I just go ahead and do some music?
Oh my God. Baby, I love your music. Everyone,
Okay.
Dylan Adler.
Thank you. Sorry. My brother's actually calling me. I'm gonna do some musical my parents are literally so sick of the songs I'm doing in my house because they've heard them so many times that I'm just gonna do them. This is a song about coronavirus. Here we go. Oh, 3 months ago, I was attacked by a crazy white supremacist on the street. That's not a lie. Let's do this. I'll unpack it later. My corona, right? I'll unpack it. My corona, everyone is freaking out, including me, over the exponential growth of my... I just want to point out that doll is so cute. All right, I'm going to continue. Everyone is freaking out, including me, over the exponential growth of my corona. When I go out to get groceries or Purell, people look at me like I am walking corona. Fuck you all, cough in your mouth, racist, okay? 3 months ago, I was attacked on the street by a crazy white supremacist. It fucked me up. Also, 6 feet, dumbass, 6 feet! He wasn't wearing a mask and he was ugly and white. Before quarantine, a gay Asian on Grindr got the message, no corona and no rice. It was definitely from a white gay. White gays are the worst. One time I went on a date with a white gay. He was like, I have a samurai costume. I'd love to see you put it on. And then he talked to me about studying Japanese in college and about internment. I hope he gets corona. I hope he gets corona in the ass. Oh, I feel like I've always kind of gotten the stink eye from old white guys. They look at me like I am an enemy from war. And they look at me like I'm the reason why their grandson didn't get into UC Berkeley. It's like, your grandson didn't get into UC Berkeley because he's a lazy piece of shit. My corona 1.0 GPA. Thank you. So it's true, I was like attacked by this crazy racist white supremacist guy on the street. But if you follow me on Instagram at @TylanAdler_, it will take the pain away. Please, I need this. Also, my mom bought me a Yankees mask in the hope that like some white supremacists would like empathize with me, and so far it's worked. Go off, Yoshiko. I'm going to do, okay, this is, I'm gonna do some quick impressions. This is if Lin-Manuel Miranda, the writer of Hamilton, were in quarantine. I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory. Shit, I forgot to put all the piano, fuck! Okay, this is if the English band, The Cure, were in quarantine. Monday I will masturbate, and Tuesday I will masturbate, and Thursday I'll switch it up and watch anime, then I'll answer an email from my mom. Oh my god, I became a top in that character. How deep I went. This last thing, actually, did anyone here actually see the movie Mulan? Me and my mom watched it, and my mom was like, Asians don't hug this much. So it's kind of unrealistic. All the writers and directors were definitely white. This is my impression of the Mulan, the Emperor's gay advisor. So, who else got a boner when the Huns just popped out of the snow? Okay, for this, I'm gonna do, this is something that I tweeted, but I kind of want to musicalize it. This is something about something that happened to me in high school. One time I wrote an essay in English class that scared my English teacher. She called me in at lunch. I told her I felt so depressed I started crying. And she was like, you know, when you feel depressed, you can just decide to be happy. Then the meeting was over. Can you believe that? Then I just walked out of the room like a little lost boy. Oh, I'm gonna do another thing. I recently saw a musical, and this is the last thing I'm gonna do. I saw I really miss seeing shows, and before quarantine, I saw a show. And you know how in a musical there's kind of like a build up into the song, there's like a lead into the song, but for this particular song, the lead into the song was taking forever, and I just kind of want to replicate that moment, what it was like. I know exactly why you're here, Mr. Bernstein. You want to take me down, you want to break me, you want to see my stage career hit the dust. Well, guess what? I'm never going to stop. There's a storm coming your way, and it's called Hurricane Dupree. The forecast, heavy rain coming your way. You got your raincoat? I've got my raincoat. I'm all bundled up like a pancake because Christmas is coming and the goose is getting fat. Please put a penny and give it to me. I'm poor, but that don't mean I'm not going to make it. Carol Burnett was my mother and my father was a playbill. You better believe I'm going to make it, even though my pharmacist gave me the wrong pills yesterday. She said, those are your pills. And I burped when I got the pills, and she said, those are your pills. I was like, those are not my pills. She said, those are your pills. I was like, I think I know what my pills look like, and those are not my pills. And why are you wearing a lab coat? It's not like there's any signs going on there at CVS. And she said, fuck you. And I said, fuck you. I'm gonna make it in New York City. You better believe it. I have a dream, a dream. So that's actually a musical about Imperial Japan. Check it out. It's called Yas Queen. Check out the rice paddy fields. Okay, this final thing I'm gonna do. Sometimes mental health can be like, am I out of time? I might be out of time.
Oh my God, no, go off, King.
Oh my God, okay, thank you so much. This is a song kind of about how frustrated I feel I am with where I am mental health-wise, you know, despite all the work I've done with my therapist. Here we go. Why am I still fucked up? I literally did a treatment where for 3 hours I pretended that my mom was a pillow. Then I started crying when my therapist was like, can you tell the pillow you forgive yourself? Why am I still fucked up? One time I left therapy like I'm healed, hallelujah. An hour later, you're still in hell, you dumb bitch. Why am I still fucked up? I'm gonna have a gay twin brother who's way less fucked up than how fucked up is that? I call him all the time. He's like, oh, sorry, I'm with my friend. Friend! Why am I still fucked up? I was raped in a hotel in the Lower East Side. I don't remember which hotel it was, but when I'm in the neighborhood, I'm like, It was on Essex. No, I think it was on. No, it was on Essex. It was definitely on Essex. Why am I still fucked up? Also, my rapist was ugly! It's not that makes it worse, but it kinda makes it worse. Why am I still fucked up? One time at a family gathering, I made a joke about the sexual tension between my twin brother and I, and it bombed! It was so awkward for my grandma. She survived Japanese internment. Why am I still fucked up? I was attacked on the street. I tried to take a picture. I tried to take a picture of the guy, but the picture was in selfie mode. Fuck my life! Why am I still? It was of my shirt. I'll send it in the chat. Why am I still fucked up? One time I tried to finger myself because I was like, oh, this brought me with sex up. Instead, it made me more scared, like, you're the enemy now. I don't know what they want from me. Like, the more therapy I go through, the more fucked up I remain, and the richer she becomes. Touching? I don't know what they want from me. It's like the more therapy I go through, I steal her toilet paper. Ha ha! Oh yes, I wipe my ass with my white therapist charming toilet paper. I need to stop falling for white men who own a bonsai tree. It's fucked up. You're not just as fucked up as me, but it's okay because that means you're inherently boring. Thank you so much. Give it up for Sally Ann and everyone you've seen.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Dylan Adler. Oh my God. I loved it. I was on voice rest for 2 months. As everyone knows, thank you for asking. I'm fine. But I haven't heard the new verses of things that had happened in these 2 months. So it's kind of like catching up with you.
Yes, exactly. Like I sing this song to like people who I like need to catch up, spill the tea with.
Like here's summary. Oh my gosh. Amazing, funny, timeless. I have to say my roommate was listening through the wall and he was giggling, but then when we made eye contact, he was like, looked like scared, and I was like, oh, he's Asian, and then he was like,
it's like, no, a lot of people don't know this, but I am actually Asian. A lot of people confuse me because they think I'm like fully just like Aryan, but I'm actually Asian.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I honestly, you make me want to watch Mulan. Your fucking video on Twitter made me, I literally like,
oh, thank you.
I screamed on a bus. Oh,
thank you.
Which honestly really went unnoticed.
I'm sure. Fell upon deaf ears.
Oh my gosh. Mwah! Dylan,
Mwah. Thank you.
Bye. Sound check. That's good. A little loud maybe. I'm so sorry. Okay. I've had 10 whole years in New York City, the magicalest place on earth. I arrived so young and pretty and filled with loads of mirth. Then I barfed in front of a cop in Times Square. I had my first martini. Yes, I was underage. Then I wiped my mouth and asked the cop for a ride home. He was like, no. Then I moved into a dumpster with a married couple who promptly got divorced, not because of me. I think she cheated. But that still wasn't as traumatic as when my other roommate suddenly got famous. No, good for her. 'Cause I've had 10 whole years in New York City, and I wouldn't change a thing. Except my career, my college major, and that one night with Shane. He still won't talk to me. You know, New York really is a city of love. And if you love it, it'll love you in return. Just kidding. Once a lady tried to light me on fire. It's been 10 whole years in New York City. I've been spit on thrice. Not during sex, just on the street. 3 different people, 3 different times. Oh yes. Why, Shane, why? We never said goodbye. Was it all because I shit your bed? Okay, probably. Anyway. Oh, I got my first job at the door of a nightclub where I just stood by the bouncers looking like a bitch. Like, they literally told me, don't talk, just look at everybody like this. Then I was fired and replaced by an actual model, and I showed up 6 years later just to tell them that I'm fine. But then I forgot my wallet, so they had to comp my drinks. Like, the guy who fired me was like, oh, don't worry about it, it's fine. You think that's embarrassing? Once I got asked out by Ryan Gosling's brother, and the sex was lame. Then I learned that Ryan Gosling doesn't have a brother. Yes, 10 big years in New York City, what a stupid thing to do. Woo, 'cause it's real rough, oh, it's shitty, but I don't need to tell that to you, Shane. Why, Shane, why won't you give our love a try? Are you still mad about the dookie in your bed? I said I was sorry. All right, guys, now that that's done, thank you for letting me give you the gift of my music. Okay, I'm so excited for our final comedian. She's wonderful, she's hilarious, and you're gonna love her. Christiana Jackson!
Ooh. Ah, there we go.
Okay, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I forgot. I put you on mute because I was eating eggs.
Oh.
No, I finished them. That was a great song.
It was really good. Yeah, thank you.
I feel like I should be playing an instrument. The only instrument I have is a steel pan. And that was my white stepdad's.
Did you go to the kitchen and get that?
What?
Did you go to the kitchen and bring that?
No, it was right on the wall, actually. And now I'm looking at it, and I need to. No, not a pan you cook with. Saggedy Ann. I mean, my white stepdad knew what this was. It's for calypso music.
Oh. So do you use it?
No, I haven't moved it in 14 years. But I was like, everyone else is playing music.
Oh, well, I'm so glad to be the occasion that it gets its first use in 14 years.
Longer, even. I don't know. I took it from my white stepdad and kept it moving. But anyway, thanks for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, Christiana Jackson, everyone.
Hey, what's up, guys? As Sally Ann said, my name is Christiana Jackson. I live alone in a rent-stabilized apartment. That is not a flex. That is my new Tinder bio. Because we are in a pandemic. Nudes don't work anymore. It's very sad. Men are terrified. Which, please don't say that. Just say you're being cautious. It's a lot more alluring that way. But I do live alone here. I'm so happy whenever there's a show. Most of my days, I'm just doing a lot of cooking and cleaning. And I feel like a husbandless housewife. You know, it's fucked up. Like, how have I made 4 lasagnas and I have 0 husbands? Who did the math on that? I'm still trying to figure out what's the meal to make to get a husband. I don't know. Feel free to put your suggestions somewhere. I think this is on YouTube. Okay. But yeah, so it's been an adventure. It's been an adventure. Suba mentioned earlier about the protests. I did not go to any of them because I had some white people fatigue just right here in my house. I was constantly getting hit up, and it was very confusing because I'd be in my apartment doing dope shit, you know, like making ice cream, walking around in queen size lingerie, just living a good life. And then I would get a text that was like, "Hey, are you all right?" And I was like, "I don't know. Am I? What's going on? Am I trending on IG? Like, am I in the news? Is there a SWAT team outside of my apartment?" And they'd be like, "No, just checking in on you." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm fine." And they'd be like, "Well, I'm frustrated." And I'd say, "Really? Well, I'm oppressed. Let me get back to my life. Maybe you could read a book or watch a documentary and just leave me the fuck alone." It was very intense, super confusing. What it did teach me though was that everybody has been slacking during Black History Month, which is really, it's not really that much. It's for us. It's for everybody though. So prepare next time. I don't do much during Black History Month. I like to celebrate by eating ass. That's really good time of year of it. You know why? Because then by the end of February, you don't mind that it was only 28 days, 29 on a leap year if you're lucky, right? Never want too much of a good thing. But one of my friends, typically, she messaged me and she was like, "Hey, how's it going?" Which was way too enthusiastic, right? Like, so I told her, I was like, "I'm feeling like really down." And she said, "Anything in particular?" And I was like, "Yes, everything in particular. The world is chaos right now." And she said, "You know what? Don't worry about it. Treat yourself. Do something nice for yourself today." And I was like, "Treat myself? I am a single woman in my 30s. That's literally all I do. Why do you think we have so many bullshit holidays, right? Someone named Margaret's trying to feel good about themselves. That's how you get through life." If there are any single people watching, you might be able to relate to what I'm about to say. Single people, you ever do this? You ever buy something online and then you take the box that says this is a gift, and then 7 days later you act surprised when your paper shredder shows up? Anyone else living that sad reality? It's like, oh my God, how did I know I'd love this? I am so good to me all the time. It's fantastic. I did mention that I am on Tinder. First, I want to say I'm in my 30s. I'm 39, which means I only have one more year telling this joke. But I just feel like dating in your 30s is like shopping through the stuff at Marshall's that goes on sale. It's just super raggedy out there, and there are very limited options, especially in quarantine. Like, you don't know if you've been ghosted or if a man is literally a ghost. Who knows these days? I've sent out a lot of texts like, "Let me see if this asshole's still alive." Fortunately, one of them texted me back. He's like, "Sorry, you haven't heard from me. My grandmother died." And I was like, "Oh man, that's awful. But my grandma also died. We should get together, have some dead grandma sex. Celebrate the moment." Listen, my grandmother was a bitch, but she loved dick. And I felt like there'd be no better fitting tribute to her. So we got together. We had some dead grandma sex. It was incredible. We were up all night. The spirits were with us. And she died on Easter. Let me tell you, he had risen that night. It was fantastic. And then I didn't hear from him again. Hit him up about a month later, and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. My mom died." I was like, "Oh shit." We hooked up again. It wasn't as good. And I think it's because my mom is still alive. That's the key. There needs to be an app, I feel like, a new dating app for this time, like where you match with someone who their family member passed away, your family member passed away, you have sex, celebrate the moment, and then you just keep it moving. Just a thought. I got a lot of time to think here in quarantine. But actually, I did actually meet a person who's alive. His grandma is alive. His mom is alive. We were getting along so well. But then I started to get the vibe that he was in a relationship. So I asked him if he was single, and he said, "No, I'm not." I was like, oh, okay. And I thanked him for his honesty. And that, my friends, is how shitty dating in New York is. I was like, oh my God, you're actually telling me before you cheat on your wife? I can see why you're married. You're one of the good ones, right? Oh, it's a hellscape out there. So terrible. Let's see. What else am I doing? Oh my God. So yeah, obviously health is a big issue right now. I had some health problems myself, so I sympathize for anyone who's been sick. Last year, I had 3 surgeries within 8 months. None of them cosmetic. I was like, this is fucked up. Why do we keep working on the inside when it's the outside that matters, right? Clearly, we know that. We live in a superficial society. So the thing is, like, it's just reinforced to me every single time I talk to a friend. They'd be like, Christiana, how are you doing? How are you recuperating? And I'd be like, oh my God, I'm in so much pain. I can barely walk. And they'd go, well, you look great. You look great every single time. That's what they would say. So I got tired of this, For the last person who said that, I was like, the reason why I look great is because most of the body is on the inside. Like, you can't see what's happening right now. And he said, you know what? I never thought about that before. And that man is a doctor. What do we pay these people for? I have no fucking clue. I don't know. I have no hope for a vaccine. Sorry to end on a down note. But I don't have much hope for a vaccine. And you know what? I usually ask how, I don't know why I'm even talking about this. No one can answer me. This is like madness. Okay, sorry. Let me think of something else to talk about real quick. Dating. Oh, I do want to get married. If anyone would feel free to comment. I want to know, how many kitchen appliances do you need to trap a man these days? What's the going rate? Because I did some inventory of my kitchen. I spent a lot of time in there during quarantine. I've looked around. I have a juicer. I have a blender. I have an immersion blender. I have a hand mixer, standing mixer, waffle maker, Belgian waffle maker, and 2 ice cream makers. I have so many kitchen appliances. If I ever get engaged at this point, the only thing on the registry will be the husband. That's where I'm at, guys. It is such a tragedy. And I feel like I went over my time. Did I go over? I'm done, right?
Who gives a shit? Not me. Not me about anything. I always start this show only like 3 drinks in, and then as it goes on, I get crazy high.
That's smart.
Yeah, because it's like I'm in my house.
True.
It's there, and who cares? I'm not getting paid.
Well, hopefully you'll get some tips.
Yeah, it makes me feel like I'm in a green room just hanging with the guys because it's only men at clubs. But
Facts.
my gosh. You're amazing. I just want to say I gained weight in quarantine and everybody is like, you look great. That's just like the go-to.
First of all, I can't tell you gain weight, but I can't see all your body. But I'm sure but also
I'm playing angles.
What?
I'm playing the angles.
That's all I play. Shit. I don't even have any angles to play anymore. That's the thing. I was like, you're out of angles, bitch. This is just your face. Like, I've sized out of that. It's just like it's there. This is what it is. That's where I'm at now. I'm just like, everybody love it because it's not. I can't get my angles back.
Well, from what I hear from you, you do quite well.
No, I did. Well, that's part of the problem. I think I can't shame myself when there's so many terrible horny men who love the lack of angles.
Oh yeah, it's all about curves, baby. Full circle. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Christiana.
Bye.
All right, guys. I'm just gonna end it right, even on time. Look at that. I'm from Long Island now. That happens when I drink. And then when I get really high, I do a Bob Dylan impression, and then I never stop. Okay, guys, thank you so much. This is Saggedy Ann and Friends. Join us next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Tell me you care, Sally Ann. Thank God that dreams we could share, Sally Ann. But you thrill me like no one else can. You got a way of walking, you got a way of talking. You